This is George Rodriguez with Bookleverage TV, achieving peak performance by leveraging the best nonfiction books. In today's episode of 3 Big Ideas, we'll be talking about Paul Jarvis's book, Be Awesome at Online Business. Paul Jarvis is a writer, creative, and podcaster. You can learn more about him at pjrvs.com or his podcast at invisibleofficehours.com. Be Awesome at Online Business, a handbook for succeeding on the web, is one of 5 books that Paul Jarvis has written. The others are The Good Creative, Everything I Know, Write and Sell Your Damn Book, and Eat Awesome. So the 3 big ideas. The first is making the complex simple. Now this idea is useful, especially in online business, when it comes to taking a complex concept or idea or even strategy and simplifying it. So what Paul Jarvis says is, if you have that ability, if you're the person that someone can turn to make a complex, activity, and you can break it down and simplify it, well, that's a great way to be awesome at online business. The way I like to think about it is the golf swing. There's so many thoughts that can go through your head when you're about to hit the ball, about to tee up the ball. And if you find someone who can make that complex activity simple in your head, well, there's no amount of money you won't pay them to give you those solutions or give you that training. The second big idea is the intersection. And what he means by this is it's the intersection, he says, in terms of writing anyway, that if you write at the intersection of your passion and your skills, you will find success. And so it's not so much that, if you're passionate about a subject, that you'll find success if you want to build a business around it. But it has to be built around that passion, but also skills. So if you're a writer, you have to have writing skills. And I think too often people get sold, a bag of goods saying, as long as you're passionate about something, you'll never work a day in your life. The reality is there is work involved in any kind of success. And what Paul Jarvis says here is, if it's a intersection of your passion and your skills, you're more likely to succeed. And the third big idea is never be afraid to ask questions. Now he uses it in the context of if you're hiring someone. So let's say you want somebody to build you a logo. Well, you're turning to an expert. You want their opinion, obviously, because they're the expert. But what he says is it's your right and your responsibility to ask, okay, why did you do this? Or why can't we do that? Because you're not going to be successful unless you're comfortable with all the things that you do, but also that you hire other people to do for you. So this, I think, is a big idea because too often we defer to the expert and we get something in return that we're not satisfied with, but we think something's wrong with us or that's just the way it is. And what Paul Jarvis argues is if we're paying good money for it, if we're in a relationship where, they have to do some work for us, whoever it is and whatever it is, then never be afraid to ask questions to get it just right. You owe that to yourself, and you owe that to your audience. So I recommend this book, Be Awesome in Online Business, Paul Jarvis. It's a quick read, and if you're in the business of online business or you're looking for tips and ideas on how to be more successful at online business, this is a great place to start. This is George Rodriguez with Bookleverage TV. Have a great day.